Hi, and welcome to today's information session on the upcoming Nepal Field Course. We're, of course, talking about the program we're having in Nepal this coming January, and we are lucky to have with us my two colleagues in Nepal, Surendra Gurung and Nawang Gurung. They will be talking with you today about the program that they have planned. So without any further ado, let me turn it over to Nawang and Surendra.
Hello, welcome to Nepal Overview. The Nepal residential course is scheduled from January 23 to February 6, 2026. Surendra will share more about the field visit areas, and Chris will speak about the nuts and bolts. Let me give a brief overview of the residential course. Next. Okay, here we have 4 team members. Gauri Malagar is our master student. She just graduated few months ago, and she has a good experience. The success mapping program, she was involved on it. And Dr. Sushila is our research associate professor in Makalubaru National Park. We have doing good participation and involvement in there. Surendra and myself, of course, we continue work here. Next. Okay. The course overview is learning level. There's 4 more major areas. One is understanding of Nepal traditional economic and all these informations. And second is identify opportunities, empowerment, marginalized communities in Nepal. And the third is observe and learn about holistic models in the Nepal. The fourth is we observe rural and urban communities, how they work together with NGOs and business people. Nepal is developing country, of course. It is rooted in 3 major areas. Allocation of growth agriculture and community forest and national park and ecotourism. These are 4 areas that measure the economic livelihood and developing economics. So as a developing country, Nepal requires more empowerment, skills, management capacity, especially for the rural, marginalized community. In this area, the NGO has played a great role in this process. And most of the NGO we will visit, they implement integrated projects, offering the opportunities to learn about collective actions and also models. Next. Is to achieve above learnings, we will visit the key areas to observe. That is, NGOs contributes to rural development, and the business people involved in tourism, and the community engaged in eco-friendly forest and park management. The field visit will allow us to observe practical activities and interact with group individuals, business people, and local leaders. And doing so far, lecture and presentation may be not make clear. Many not fully conveys the development practice, but field observation provides the most powerful learnings. So therefore, we have focused a residential on walking to the field, rural areas and urban areas, observe and talking with the people. So those are most important area, but we will discuss more about in the residential during the Zoom session. The residential preparation, we have planned 2 Zoom sessions. It is first Zoom session will be January 2nd, and the second Zoom session will be 16th of January to review the reading materials, prepare ahead of time what things we have prepared for the residential. Next. Our focus will be two-folded areas. Of course, you have all these more details in future. We expected learning outcomes align with syllabus. We will you can see on that. And unexpected synergy, the opportunities, innovations, discoveries, and shared experience that will make this journey unforgettable. So even we don't know what about the NGOs doing. We know something, but we don't know. But we will learn and discover very interesting things on the way. The detailed course syllabus and pre-reading will be uploaded to Moodle and discussed in the Moodle during the Moodle session. So this is very brief highlight about our course syllabus. I will upload you. Let me make this over to the Surendra about the itinerary.
Yeah, thank you. This is the overview of our itinerary, which includes dates, times, and also the site visit areas. So basically, there will be 2 weeks residential, and it will begin from January 23 to 27, and we will be in Lalitpur and Kathmandu. We will have the lectures, observations, and interaction. Yeah, and on the next phase, on Jan 28 and 29, we will be visiting Nuakot to observe the community-based program. So there we will meet with the community groups, interact with the group leaders, and observe how is the community and what they are doing in terms of empowerment, livelihood, and the other community development initiatives. So after that, we will move to Chitwan from Jan 30 to 1st of February. Yeah, in Chitwan, we will be seeing and doing interaction with the forest user groups. And as well as we will also observe some community livelihood programs. Yeah, and after that, on the Feb 2nd and 3rd, we will be moving to Pokhara, and there we will again visit some community initiative programs and some business programs, which is dedicated to support the local producers. Yeah, and after that, we will get back to Kathmandu on the 4th. And on the 5th, the students will prepare some of their presentations, their learnings for the group or individual presentation at the end. Yeah, and on the 6th of February, we will depart back to our home, which is the last day of the residential. So, and for the note, this is the itinerary, and we are still working on finalizing the locations, logistics, and community groups. So there may be some minor changes in this itinerary based on the partner schedule and the logistic requirement. So talking about the places and organizations where we visit, these are some of the areas, organizations where we are visiting. The first is easy mode. Maybe some of you know about the easy mode. They work in Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar, Nepal, and Pakistan. Well, they are a regional knowledge learning and development center, and they also have a learning center in Nepal, which they called Living Mountain Lab. So basically, they do research on climate change, biodiversity, water, livelihood. They share the knowledge, connecting science with policy and practices, and they also have the regional cooperation between different countries. So we will be visiting the Living Mountain Labs where you can observe the practices in terms of the lab which they have established there, where you can see the real life situations, how they have how they are working in the climate change adaptations and biodiversity things, and you can see lots of things right there to understand how we can protect the nature and contribute to nature. The second site we will be visiting is Share and Care in Nuwakot. Share and Care Nepal is a very uh, um, they have served the communities in different part of Nepal for last 31 years. They have very much experienced staffs. They have done lots of community empowerment practices and based on the seed scale approach, because the founder and executive director is a very good friend of Dr. Daniel, Dr. Carl, and Luke Taylor. And he has learned about the seed scale from the FGU long time back. And now they are implementing the seed scale approach in different way. So we will get an opportunity to see how seed scale has been implemented in the communities. So this will be a great opportunity for students to learn about the seed scale in the field. And after that, in Chitwan, we will be visiting and doing interaction with the Bagmara buffer zone community forest user groups, as well as the members. So they have been doing great activities in nature conservation as well as wildlife conservations, and also the sustainable livelihood. So we will get to know how the park has been managed, how the wildlife has been protected, and how community have been doing best by protecting nature as well as earning for their living. So it will be an opportunity to understand the nature conservation, wildlife protections, and community livelihood enhancement. Yeah, after that, in Chitwan, we will also visit the VDRC, Village Development Resource Center. They are very old organization doing lots of community activities in partnership with number of international and national organizations. So far, they have done so much improvement in the community cooperatives. They have the community radio. They are doing a number of livelihood agriculture initiatives. So we will get a privilege to discuss with the leaders and the VDRC members to learn how they are sustaining over last 42 years and contributing to the community development. So this will be an exciting interaction. Yeah, and on the way in Lalitpur, maybe in some other part of Nepal, on the way we will visit the climate adaptation initiatives by community and groups. For your information, Future Generation University implemented the success mapping project in Nepal and in India to identify how community are adapting the climate change in terms of their housing, energy, forest management, and the agricultures. So we will select some areas during our travel and see how they have adapted the climate change in agriculture, housing, or energy, based on what we select for the residential. So after that, we in Pokhara, we will be visiting Signing Nepal Multipurpose Company. They have the business in the city, which call it the production of community, and they actually help the community by selling their product, as well as they offer them the skills and resources to start the business. So, and the benefit or the profit they make will contribute the International Nepal Fellowship, a big INGO in Nepal working for a very long time. So we can get idea by discussing how a business can help the community, as well as how community can help the business. So vice versa, relationship between the community and business can be observed during this visit. And beside that, we will be also visiting some of the community group members in Pokhara to learn different aspects of the community development. So these are the organization and places where we will be visiting. Yeah, regarding the accommodations, we really try hard to give make you feel like a community during this residential. That is why we are trying to manage to stay in the homestay at the community, so that you can speak with the family, you can see the everyday community happenings, and learn so much of information about the community and their daily life informally. So yeah, there are some community homestay in Chitwan. They also have the community homestay in the Nuwakot, but we doubt the community homestay in Pokhara based on where we go and in Kathmandu. So hotel and community stay will be places where we will be living. We will be accommodated during this residential. So these are some of the overview of our visit in terms of accommodations and places we'll be visiting. So the next part, nuts and bolts, the Chris will let you know about what are the nuts and bolts in this residential. Now the Chris.
Okay, thank you, Nawang and Surendra, for a very interesting presentation. This sounds like it's going to be a great course. I'd like to now talk about what I call the nuts and bolts of the program, sort of some of the details. Um, First of all, this is a course. It's not a tourist trip. Will take it requires coursework, and anyone who has taken a field course knows that it is a lot of work. It's very rewarding, but it's busy, and you learn a lot, and it requires a lot of you. So coursework will be required in order to earn credit. And everyone who goes on the trip must take the course for credit. You will get 2 credits for doing the online work and active participation in Nepal. And for those who need to take the course for 3 credits, you will get that third credit for doing a community lab at the end of the program, or after you leave Nepal. Um, The cost is the cost to you is the same as you pay for any other course. So if you get a scholarship, that means you pay $200 per credit, then you will pay $400 to $600 for this course. $400 for the 2 credit version and 600 for the 3 credit version. All travel costs, everything about the program, starting and ending in Kathmandu, are covered by a generous gift from a donor. Um, so accommodations, transportation, most meals, that's all included. That's all covered. You don't have to pay for those. Some meals are maybe unscheduled so that you can explore a little bit on your own, and um, those would be on you, within your budget. But pretty much everything else is included. Now, what's not included are travel costs to and from Nepal, and that includes passport and visa costs. So you've got to get yourself from wherever you are to Kathmandu, and that's on you. But once you arrive in Kathmandu, pretty much everything is covered. We will send out some guidelines on how much money you might want to bring and how you might want to bring that money, whether it's in cash or if you can rely on sort of on international financial systems to use an ATM or something like that. That will depend a little bit on your own personal situation, but we'll send more information on that as the time approaches. Accommodations will be in shared rooms, and that might be two or more people sharing a room. For those of you who really want to be in your own room, you can pay a little bit extra, what we call a single supplement, and you'll have a private room where available. But not every place that will be staying, um, there might not be enough rooms for some people to have single rooms, even if they've paid for that single supplement. So even if you paid for that single supplement, you might need to share a room someplace. And that is it. I'd be happy to take any questions. Please feel free to email Nawang, Surendra, or me with any questions that you have. Nawang would be the one to ask for any academic questions about the program. Surendra would be the one to ask any itinerary questions or logistical questions, and I'm the one to ask any sort of any financial questions, maybe questions about getting to Kathmandu, that sort of thing. So thank you everyone for listening and for watching, and we hope to see a bunch of you in Nepal. Thanks.